I'm just kind of burnt out on capitalism and productivity and all of the things that you're supposed to be doing. Hello friends, my name is Deja. If you're new here, quick recap. I started the 12-week year so I could reach my goals in a much shorter period instead of spending the entire year to do so. I'm going to be combining my 5th and 6th update into one because the last 2 weeks have been absolutely insane. And I'm just kind of burnt out on capitalism and productivity and all of the things that you're supposed to be doing. Started out strong, but unfortunately this week has been a bit rough just because I've spent significantly more time in California taking care of my dad. And I'm just kind of overwhelmed and exhausted at how much is required. I'm trying to stay focused on the positives and just be mindful of this journey. I'm very grateful to have like a support system and friends who I can lean on. At one point in time, it was not always the case, but it's a lot. I'm kind of overwhelmed. My dad is not doing great at all, and trying to navigate that while hitting my other goals is just like, it's a lot. And I think I'm going to take a leave of absence from work just to be able to kind of balance a little bit better. I'm happy to report that week 5, I hit almost 80% of my goals on my tracker in Notion. It was solid, but the week after that, things kind of took a dive. I missed my first accountability meeting with my friend Jordan, which broke my heart, but was partially because I was in California taking care of my dad and just not really able to keep up with multiple things spanning across time zones. It just was not happening. I'm just burnt out. I'm burnt out. So this week's update is going to be pretty short since I dropped the ball last week entirely in kind of getting back into the swing of things. I'm just focusing on gathering the feedback from my skate course and developing a new course that can better serve my population. That is my main focus. So hopefully in our next update, I will be much further. I'm also balancing the fact that there's a new boy in my life. And I feel like I've been spending a lot of time working on myself and working on the things. And it's so funny because I finally came to the realization that I was like ready to be in a relationship and I felt good about where I was. And then all of a sudden, boom, here comes this boy. So on top of the already spinning plates of life and then trying to grow my YouTube and get my finances together and maintain this relationship with myself, there's now been a new character added. So I'm trying to best determine how to balance all of these things. I feel myself wanting to run or bow out, which I feel like is my normal way of doing things, and I'm not trying to do that right now. I'm not trying to do it at all. So next week we're going to be getting back on the grind and we're going to be shooting for 70% completion. I find that one of my biggest issues is I get super excited for like the beginning process, the starting process. It's just like the maintenance, the ongoing maintenance, and that's not good at all. So the biggest challenge that I'm trying to overcome right now is breaking out of that mode where I am unable to maintain. So it's like one thing to start something and it's a whole other thing entirely to be able to maintain it. So some of the wins for last week, I restarted therapy. My therapist is absolutely amazing and we're working through a lot of the things that put me into a freeze state. I get so overwhelmed with how big the things are that I'm trying to do that I just freeze. She was so good, and that's why I think it's super important that if you are looking for a therapist, to look for one that you resonate with. For me, I realized that I have to have a Black woman therapist because I have to have someone who understands intersectionality and someone who understands the unique experience of a Black woman trying to be the first one in her family to do things. Like I really need someone to kind of understand that. Getting back into therapy has helped me feel so good despite me being surrounded by so much chaos in and out of hospitals, trying to figure out the level of care that my dad needs, finding out the care that he's not been getting, and just trying to coordinate all of that by myself has just been a lot. So we are spinning plates. Even though we have fallen off, we are getting back on this horse, and I look forward to what is coming in the next week because honestly, I have no clue. I have no clue how next week will turn out because there's so many things that are kind of up in the air, specifically with my job. For those who don't know, I work in big tech. I work for Amazon, and it's just very stressful time there. It's a very stressful time at work, but I feel grounded. I feel guided. I feel like at the end of the day, no matter what is going on around me, I know who I am, and I know what I believe in, and I know what's important to me. And so I feel like I'm guided in that sense. Sorry that I don't have any huge goals to report this week. but next week. Fingers crossed. If you've started doing your own 12-week challenge, let me know in the comments what your progress has been like. Have you fallen off of some things? Have you fallen onto some things? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next one.